Alright. Basically, this is... I'm waiting for Twitch to log on. But basically, this is exclusively an audio test. I don't have time to stream today. We are going to stream tomorrow. For certain. I ran into some audio problems, which is just something you kind of have to deal with occasionally. So I'm just doing some... I'm just, like, running some audio tests. So, alright, we've got... Okay, so now I'm like letting the game run, so the sound should be going through, and I can see it showing up in OBS as well, which is good. Okay, we're gonna try a follow. That was really annoying. I just heard that like 4 times in my headset. So I'm gonna try it again. Okay, that's better. I think that's pretty loud, but that's okay. Okay, get rid of that. We're gonna try to play some Netflix. And I don't want to hear this showing up in OBS. Okay. I guess that's as good as we do. I have some really wonky audio stuff going on. I had some really wonky audio stuff going on earlier that I just was annoyed by. And what I've sort of figured what I really want to do is be able to like watch something, whether it's a show or whether it's Netflix or whether it's YouTube or maybe just listen to music. I have these 2 screens and I don't use them. I only use one just for staring at OBS all day, and that's not very helpful. So with any luck, I'll be able to do more runs like more frequently if I'm not like, okay, for the first like 3 hours of the run, I basically have nothing to do. There is, aside from like, I don't know, like a 10% chance of dying in Scarecrow 1, which is, yeah, well, okay, so like for the first 3 hours of the run, there's basically nothing that can kill you. The 2 sole exceptions for Arkham Asylum being Scarecrow 1, where you have like a 5% chance of dying, maybe, if you're not paying attention. And then Scarecrow 2, where there's like one really janky section, and then, but the rest of it is pretty simple, is just a matter of like, again, if you're paying attention, you can do it really consistently. And the thing is, like at 3 hours in, those are the only 2 areas you actually have to pay attention to. So I don't like ever get to Scarecrow 1 and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not paying attention, I'm totally zoned out, because that's the only thing to pay attention to. Everything else from that, the only other thing that I would potentially worry about is that I'm going to miss a Riddler token somewhere. And like, that's a memory. And maybe I'll be watching Netflix and be like, oh, this is a really cool show. And then I just don't, you know, I like completely forget to pick up a Riddler token or do some action in some place. But at this point, my muscle memory is just like so good when it comes to the Riddler tokens that it's like, I'm not going to miss any. I know I'm not going to miss any. The only part where I might miss any is like at the end, because I've barely done the end. I don't think I've actually fought Joker in like the end fight for months, which is really frustrating. If I get to Killer Croc again, I want to just finish. I just want to finish the run and like get it done, and that way I've got like an actual timed run that I can be like, okay, it's gonna take this long. And also to like help me remember Riddler tokens, because I don't want to forget any Riddler tokens. That'll be really annoying in a run to get to a point and then be like, oh yeah, I'm just, you know, I missed that. That did happen to me in my Nightmare run. So that's what I want to help deal with. So I'll play tomorrow. I'll play on Saturday. And then, I don't know. I guess I'll probably put this video in the Centrist View or the Centrist Journal or something like that, because I've sort of felt like for a while now, like I've been sort of operating at, I don't know, like 75% efficiency. Like a lot of stuff IRL has gone really well for me in the last year. Some stuff has gone not so well, but for me, it's like, it's sort of annoying to me. Like, before I moved to where I am now, I was in sort of a bad living situation. It wasn't that bad. It was fine. My roommate's a nice guy. But it was difficult in the place where I didn't have access to, like, a great kitchen. So I couldn't cook that much or at all. There was a lot of clutter around. The time that I spend wasn't, like, I didn't have, like, as much time to do the things I wanted to do. That sort of thing. And so now that I'm got my own place, it's sort of like, I had all these excuses before of, like, I can't cook that much, so that's I can't cook that much because I don't have a good kitchen. Well, now I have a good kitchen, so there's no excuse for me not cooking all the time. You know? Or I don't go out too much because I don't have like, a full-time job. Well, now I have a full-time job, so I could go out that much. You know, I'm really stressed, so it's okay to drink a bunch of Mountain Dew. Okay, well, now I'm not really stressed, so I shouldn't drink any Mountain Dew, you know. So at this point, like, all of the obstacles to, you know, the self-improvement of my life are basically gone, and it's just a question of, like, doing them. And one of those is, like, actually streaming more. One of the excuses was, oh, I don't want to stream too much because, you know, my roommate is, like, doing college or stuff, or he likes to listen to, you know, top 20 rock music or whatever. So I can't stream today. Whereas now I could stream every day, pretty much. I could probably stream every single day, and I don't. So it's like my life's going good. It's like 75%. It's good. My career's semi on track. You know, my family relationships are good. Friendships are better than they've been in a while. But for me now, it's like taking that 75% operating level that I'm sort of stable at and like pushing that to like 85, 90, you know. 100's kind of intense. You don't want to hit that for too long, but like I definitely feel I should be like in the 85 to 90 range on a full-time basis. So that's what I really want to start working on this year. Again, I'll be 26. I sort of wasted the first 2 years after college. I was really burnt out, and so I like didn't do much. And those 2 years like absolutely vanished. Like they completely flew by. And so I just look at like those 2 years, and I'm like, wow, I could have done a lot in those 2 years. And so now for me, like every year forward has got to be like I've got to be like doing twice as much as I could have done from 22 to 23, 23 to 24, you know. And the weird thing is that's actually happened for me in the last 2 years. I have pretty much taken like what should be 5 to 10 years of building a network in the career path that I'm in, and I've like basically compressed that into 2 years, which is absolutely ridiculous. The thing with that is I'm still behind. Like the kids that are doing what I'm doing are like 20, probably like 24. So I'm still like 2 years behind, and I definitely feel that. But I've just got to like, you know, I've just got to finish it. I've just got to compress the rest. I've got to next year. If next year I can like catch up another 2 years, then I'll be basically caught up. So, you know, and who knows, maybe I'll burn out again after like another 6 years of this, and I'll like lose another 2 years. But I don't know. That's a problem for tomorrow. For today, I fixed my audio problem. So that's another piece of self-improvement. There we go. Audio problem done. I can now watch Netflix while I'm playing Arkham Asylum. Which I definitely will, even though you're not going to know it because of how great I am. Yep. So yeah, anytime I'm playing Arkham Asylum now, you can basically just assume that I'm watching Netflix. Although, how am I gonna read the chat? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me look at that right now. Actually, let me look at that right now. I'm gonna. Don't need that. Don't need that. Compress this. Shrink that there. That's perfect. I can do that. I can definitely work with that. And then you could see the chat log pretty easily. I will take that all day. Oh yeah, technically I don't even need to see the video. It's more of just like a way to test, to make sure I'm not like missing anything. Okay, yeah, great. Then we are done for today, and I'll throw this up onto whatever site this fits in the best with. Anyway.